Hello. I've recently been trying to find myself as a person and find out who I am, what I like to do, and things of that nature. And with that comes a lot of hobbies, exploring hobbies, finding new hobbies, and stuff like that. And one of the things that I have found that I enjoy a lot is playing guitar. So today, I want to show you guys how to play guitar. I'm going to show you guys the basics of guitar. I've been playing guitar about 3 to 4 months, so not very long, but long enough to pick up on the basics. So I'm going to go over three points, and those points are how to hold the guitar, 3 chords, and then strumming pattern and finger transitions, chord transitions, excuse me. So first we're going to get the guitar. And if you're standing up, it's really helpful to have a guitar strap. They're not really expensive, maybe 10 bucks on Amazon or at a music store. So you'll just put it around your neck like that, and you put your arm through, and boom, just like that, it rests over your shoulder, and it is nice and comfortable. So the first point I want to go over is how to hold the guitar, okay? And for this, I'm using a pick. For this demonstration, I'm using a pick. You can use, a lot of people use their fingers. Sometimes I use my fingers, but I really just like to use a pick. So yeah, the way to hold the pick is kind of like this, kind of like you're pinching it. You want to pinch it, pointy side down technically, but for this instance up. I'll hold it up like this, and you strum, like so. So the first point is how to hold the guitar. You'll want to take your thumb and your 4 fingers and put the neck of the guitar in between the thumb and your 4 fingers. Okay, this is also referred to as the fretboard, neck, and reason being is because these are frets. This is the 1st fret, this is the 2nd fret, this is the 3rd fret, and so on. And these little wires right here, this one, and this one, and this one, those are fret wires. And the little dots are fret markers, which is very, very helpful and very useful in playing guitar. So really, we're just going to be staying in the top, in the first 3 frets, in the first 2 of 3, I should say. So yeah, you're going to put the neck of the guitar in between your hand, just like you're holding a burger. Okay, so now that we know how to hold the guitar, we're going to go over some chords. We're going to go over the G chord, we're going to go over the C chord, and we're going to go over the E chord, okay? So the G chord is really simple. You're going to start with holding your finger right before, holding your pinky finger on the bottom string right before the fret wire. That way it sounds good and not like this. Like that. So an important thing to know when holding or when playing guitar is that you want to hold down on the strings very, very hard, because if you don't, then it's going to sound, if you're holding too gentle, it's going to sound like this. It's going to mute. Okay, so you want to hold down really hard and right before the wire, right before the fret wire. That way it's not muted. So you'll take your pinky, put it on the bottom string, the very bottom string, the 1st string of the 3rd fret, okay? And then you take your ring finger, put it on the string right above that, the 2nd string of the 3rd fret. Okay, so now you're holding those 2 down, and it should sound like this, just if you strum the last 2. Make sure the very tips of your fingers are pushing down on the strings. So, and then your other 2 fingers up here, your middle finger is going to go on the very top string of the 3rd fret. Okay, now this is where it gets a little tricky. Your index finger is going to go on the very top, on the 2nd string, excuse me, of the 2nd fret. Okay, and this is your G chord. This is one of the most common chords among guitar players. It should sound like something like this. Something like that, okay? So that's your G chord. Okay, now that we know the G chord, we're going to move on to a simpler chord, which is the C chord. That one is very, very simple. You just do the G chord, and your bottom two fingers don't move. Your top two fingers will go down one string. Boom, just like that. Go up, that's your G chord, and you go down, that's your C chord. So you'll take your middle finger, go down one, take your index finger, and go down one. Okay? And C will sound a little similar, but also different. So it'll sound like this. This is your C, and this is your G. This is your G, C. So yeah, a lot of people only like to, with the C, strum the 5. They only want to strum the 5. But for me, I personally don't care, and I like to strum all 6. So you can hear the difference. Okay, now that we have the C chord and the G chord down, we're going to move on to the E chord. Okay, this is where it gets a bit tricky. So in this instance, we're going to move from the G to the E. So let's start with the G, and let's move to an E. So with the G, your index finger is on the 2nd fret, is on the 5th string of the 2nd fret. So you're going to want to move it over just a little bit to where it can still sound good. I got to retune this, but it should sound like that. Okay. It shouldn't sound like that actually. All right. Anyway, so we're going to for the E chord, we're just going to lift these 2 bottom fingers up. Okay, we're going to take our middle finger and we're going to move it 1 string below our index finger. Okay, and that is your E chord. So it should be on the 4th string of the 2nd fret, and your index finger should be on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, and it should sound something like this. Something like that. So something like boom. Okay, so now we have the G chord, we have the E chord, we have the A chord, or the C chord, excuse me. So let's try them all. So we got our fingers on the bottom. This is the G, C, this is the E. Okay, so real simple. Now we're gonna try a strumming pattern. Now that you know the actual chords themselves, we're gonna try a strumming pattern and the chord transitions, because those are very important in playing guitar. So we're gonna start off with a G. Okay, we're gonna go G, E, C, G, E, C, G, E, C. So start off with the G. So that's the G. The strumming pattern that we're gonna use is down, 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 up, down, up. So down, 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 up, down. Okay. Try it again. Okay, so that's the G. Down, 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 up, down, up. For the C, just gonna be down 1, down, 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 up, down, up. Try it again. Down, 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 up, down, down. Messed that one up, but that's okay. Now for the E, we're gonna move 1 string up, put the index finger, let go of these, and boom, we're at the E. So down, 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 up, down, up. So very simple, okay? So let's try the chord transitions. So this is what takes a lot of practice. I know for me it was difficult because I just couldn't get them down. But it's very simple once you get practicing. So we're gonna go from a G to an E to a C. Let's try it. very simple. So now that we have learned the basics of guitar, let's go over a few things. So taught you how to hold the guitar, hamburger style, boom, neck in between. Okay, you want to make sure that your finger, you want to make sure that your finger is on the string hard right before the wire. Okay, right before the fret wire. Because if not, it's going to sound funky. So you learned how to hold it, how to hold the pick, how to strum right. So, and then we learned that last, but you learned the G, you learned the C, and you learned the E. Okay, so yeah, I hope this helped you guys. If you are interested in learning guitar, please just remind yourself of this, and yeah, watch YouTube tutorials, and yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys for listening.